So the 2026 halftime show was so controversial, and the reason why it was so controversial is because Bad Bunny was the one who was performing.
I got up this morning and I watched it all without reading anything about it. I just thought I want to watch this completely clean without anyone's view contaminating my brain cells. And I watched all 15 minutes of it. And I've watched every halftime show going back 30, 40 years. I thought as a piece of theatre, it was the best I've seen. Just the most extraordinary kind of Broadway on steroids piece of theatre. I also thought it wasn't remotely divisive politically in the end. His Grammys speech was, but his performance, I thought, was actually a lot of things which I would have thought people on the conservative right would applaud. It was about love. A couple actually got married, for real, in the middle of it. He was preaching about unity. Not just the United States of America, but the wider Americas. What was the problem, Megan?
A certain male gesture is coming to mind, but I'm not sure I can do it on this show. No, it wasn't about what he was actually going to do during the middle of the Super Bowl performance. It's about him. It's about him being chosen as the Super Bowl performer, somebody who's been an outspoken critic, of course, of the Trump administration and of America and our anti-immigrant policies. This is long before the current controversy over ICE. He doesn't want illegals deported from this country. Well, too bad, because the majority of Americans do want that and are not shy about pushing for it, and that's why President Trump got elected. So he and his little buddies over at Green Day never miss a chance to bash the United States of America. I think those medications for your hip have gone too far. We need to dial back a pill or two, okay? We want something that we can all understand. I don't think Bad Bunny used his appearance to bash America, but I can't be sure because I didn't see any subcaptions on his Spanish language performance.
But what about Pavarotti?
They chose
What about Pavarotti?
two America haters.
What about Pavarotti, who Donald Trump in 2016 in particular would use at every campaign rally? He's used it at the RNC, right, as a triumphant, tub-thumping anthem. Well, no, hang on. Not only Pavarotti.
I've been to lots of Trump rallies. Pavarotti gets a song, maybe
but
two.
He sings, but when he sings Nessun Dorma in Italian, I don't see you leaping up and down going, I can't understand a word of it.
And if you know Bad Bunny, you know that all of his songs are not in English. He did not perform his songs in English, and that is what made a lot of people mad, especially those who did not know Bad Bunny. Even some who did know Bad Bunny, most of the population who are angry that he performed, I realized that most of them are Republican Americans, right? Those who are part of the Republican Party in America. Anyways, that is just what I've noticed from the negative comments I'm getting online. And also, that was the first time a lot of people know about Bad Bunny, even though he is one of the biggest artists right now in the world when you are looking at numbers. So I watched the halftime Superbowl show, and I think that he delivered a spectacular performance. This is me. I'm not joking. I'm not even glazing here. He delivered a spectacular performance. On his part, I think he did great. From his confidence, from his swag to how he represented his culture, I think he did a really good job at his performance. And I did not understand a single word he was saying in his songs, but I understood what he represented, what he was representing with his performance. And if we can just summarize his performance into one word, it will be togetherness. He was trying to represent togetherness. That was the message he was trying to pass across. First, he named dozen countries during his performance while holding a ball that read "Together we are America." And at the end of his performance, he also said, "God bless America." I think that was the whole point. Even through the performance, through the dance, and how the people were interacting during his performance, it was just showing the same vibe of togetherness. And I think that his message is just what America needs right now, because America is more divided than it has ever been in the past 30 years. And I think it is also great that he brought Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin to perform. Lady Gaga performed in English, and I think it was great. At that point, I'm sure a lot of people were like, Finally, something I can actually listen to. But anyways, it was short. It was a short performance and sweet performance from Lady Gaga. But even before the Super Bowl, there were a lot of people who did not want him to perform. When people heard that he was going to be performing at the Super Bowl, he was going to be the artist who is performing at the Super Bowl, a lot of people were mad at that point. No matter how what he did, even if he performed the songs in English, they were still going to be mad. And one of the reasons is because he said,
Eyes out.
I think that is one of the reasons, especially Republican. If those who are Republican in America, they did not like this guy. So during the halftime show, Turning Point USA also hosted their own halftime show, their own kind of Super Bowl performance. And they brought their own guest artists. I don't know the name, but they brought their own guest artists just to make sure that enough people boycott. So they were trying to make sure that this guy does not pull the numbers, or this they were trying to just make sure that enough people boycott that will make it look like a failure, right? But unfortunately, this guy pulled numbers that at the end of the day, I think his message was pretty clear, togetherness, and I think it was a great message, great timing for that message, and I think overall it was a beautiful performance. It was a beautiful, sweet performance from him, and I didn't see the negative part of it, even though I did not understand. I wish that he could perform in English, but even him not performing in English, well, it still turned out to be good, a good performance overall. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. But I just wanted to yap about this.